happen to have this box on my shelf here. It's an OEM carb kit, Briggs 394989, and it has all the parts to rebuild this carb. I don't like to buy Chinese kits. I'd rather buy an OEM one. In fact, I just went on eBay and bought a second one to replace my stock one. It was 25 bucks. What I noticed is that the older kits come with the long nozzle that's in there, and see if I can get that out of here. I don't want to dump this in the trailer, but there's a long nozzle that's about this long, and this kit has that. The newer kit that I see on Amazon is the same part number, and it's a little bit cheaper, but I don't see that nozzle in there. So pretty much we just got to undo these bolts over here, and the carb will come right off that intake manifold, and then we can start to take it apart and clean it out and see what's happening with the flow and the needle and all those pieces. I'm going to put it in the dunk tank, I think would be my first step. So let's see if I can get it off. Carburetor off, and this is the nozzle that I was talking about. Also comes with the Welsh plug that was missing and all these gaskets. Inside here we got a needle seat, new mixture valve, everything, pin for the float, everything. So what I'm going to do is dissect this thing a little bit, and we're going to actually put it in my dunk tank and just let it sit for a while. The carburetor off, you got to take that long nozzle out. It comes up through the bottom hole here. First you got to take out this needle, then the nozzle goes up at an angle like this, and you can see the nozzle inside that hole. There's a special tool to take it apart. Last year I bought both of the tools because I had an 8-horse that needed this repair, and I still haven't done it. That's going to be another video on a giant vac 8-horse carb. But there's two screwdrivers, a 19061 and a 19062, and I'm going to take them out of these bags. One of them is for this larger nozzle on the 16-horse, and the other is for the littler one on the 8-horse. 062 tool, which pretty much is like a flat-blade screwdriver. I do not expect it to be easy to get this nozzle out. I'm probably going to have to heat it with my torch, and then maybe it will come out. But let me give it a shot and see what happens. So, much to my surprise, I just hit the nozzle with the screwdriver and it came right out. No resistance whatsoever. So now we can take these 4 screws out of the top, and then let's see what we got there. Screws out of there, and now we should be able to separate these halves. I just gave it a little whack with the screwdriver and it separated. So we got a float here. Our float looks like it's in pretty good shape. I don't think it has a hole in it. There's no gas sloshing around. And we got the rest of the carburetor, which also, believe it or not, looks to be in really good shape. So it could just be that the needle was stuck on this thing, but we got it this far apart. It might as well do it right, as long as we're taking it apart and we have the parts sitting here. Let's see if that needle valve will come out or if it's stuck. If it's stuck in there, I'm just going to put it back together and hopefully it will work then. Let's see. The black tip. Interesting. This thing really isn't dirty at all. I'm really tempted just to put it right back together and see if it works, but let me blow in it. Yeah, it blew in it, and there was a little bit of junk in the needle valve. And that's the needle here. There's not a speck of dirt in here. There's nothing in here. There's just one little glob of junk over there. That's it. But it's really clean looking. So, you know what? We got it this far apart. Let's put it in the dunk tank and see what happens. Got my can of carb cleaner here, and we're going to take this top half of the body. I'm going to drop that in there. I wanted to put this in there, but I don't think there's any way it's going to fit with this top on there. So I don't think that's going to work, guys, as much as I wanted it to. Let me see if I can take that long bolt off, and maybe we can take it apart to some extent, and then it will work. All right, so this carb's been sitting in this dunk tank. So again, I couldn't fit the whole thing in, but I was able to get the bowl area in, which is kind of the important part. So I got that out, and then I got in here the base area, I don't know if base is the right word, but I'm going to call it base. Really the top. And had that thing soaking in the junk too. Cleaned all that dirt and grime off there pretty nice. So what I'm actually going to do is blow it off with the compressor. I'm probably going to actually hose it off with the hose first. Just try to clean up any residual slag that's on there. And then we'll blow it off with the compressor and dry it off really good. And there's some areas where the gasket's stuck on there and stuff, so I'm just going to take a wire brush and a razor blade or something, see if we can get the rest of the gasket off, and we'll put it back together. All right, so the upper air cleaner area of the carb was really dirty, so I was able to get that into the can. So I'm going to let that soak for a while. But the top came out really nice over here. I'm really happy with this. It's really clean. So hopefully this thing will work right when we put it all back together, which would be really cool, you know? Anyways, that's it for now. The waiting game again. All right, so this carb's been soaking in the can here on the other side for a while. Let's see if we can get it out. It's kind of hard to get it in. All right, let me try it off camera. It came out pretty good. I'm going to use my soaker hose here. Just rinse it off with some water first, like I did with the other side of it. And this whole inside of the air cleaner tube here was like full of dirt before. It was gross. So now that dunk tank seemed to clean it out really good. And we're going to have this thing going together in no time here. So let's blow it out with the compressor and see what we got. All right, so it's cleaned out good now. I'm really happy with it. So we're going to put it back together. What I do is put this new Welsh plug on here. So you basically just lay it over the end, and then you hit it with a punch in the middle, and it should snap in. So let me get a punch and we'll give it a shot. All right, so I got the gasket in, the new needle. I got the new float pin in. Now we need to assemble this to the base. All right, so we got that screwed back together, and now the new nozzle has to go in here. So let's get that special screwdriver going. Okay, let's screw that thing in. And then we just have to put the two needles in, and we should be good to go. All right, so we got this needle here in. Now we got to put the other needle in. We should be good. Now, I don't think it's working right because it's dripping gas like crazy. Probably totally flooded. Something's messed up. It's just puking gas out like crazy. So I don't know. The needle's got to be messed up. I'm gonna take it apart again.